Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. Standard is in a weird place right now, and I don't mean metagame-wise, I mean timing-wise. We're entering summer, which means that rotation isn't that far away. On September 29th of this year, Battle for Zendikar, Oath of the Gatewatch, Shadows over Innistrad, and Eldritch Moon will rotate out of Standard. That means a lot of things. In this video, we're going to go over everything you need to know financially about Standard, and what you have to look out for in the next few months and years. We'll be using TCG player pricing and graphs from MTGstocks.com to make our points. I do hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, remember to hit that like button, helps out a lot. As expected, Pro Tour Amonkhet sent prices for a whirl, but a lot of what got the attention of everybody was printed back in Shadows over Innistrad block last year, which means we're in a bit of an awkward situation. First, let's look at where we're at, and then I'll explain. Zombies brought down the house at Pro Tour Amonkhet, garnering the attention of basically everyone. In true form, Relentless Dead took this opportunity to remind everybody just how absurd it really is. After sitting around $5 for most of its standard tenure, this mythic zombie cracked $20 easily and now sits in the mid to high teens. Shadows over Innistrad's most expensive card. Didn't think I'd ever see that, but it wasn't just Relentless Dead that got to enjoy the zombie windfall. Most pieces of the deck boomed. Diregraph Colossus, a literal dollar rare, now $5. Crypt Breaker, basically the zombie version of a Planeswalker, was $1.50, now over $5 each. Crazy jump there. Even friggin' Dark Salvation, a 100% bulk crap rare from Eldritch Moon, was 40 cents, literally 40 cents. Now sits above $2. This may not seem like a huge jump to you, but if a 40-cent card goes up in price, people notice. It was 40 cents for goodness sakes. Plague Belcher, Metallic Mimic, Dreadwander, Liliana's Mastery, all of these cards have enjoyed minor to major increases in price due to the zombie deck success. If you take a lesson from Pro Tour Amonkhet, let it be this: zombies are relevant. Now, while zombies did steal the show, it wasn't the only standard deck that got a lot of attention. We all know about Aetherworks Marvel at this point. Absurd combo card, you either love it or you hate it, but for its power, it's pretty reasonably priced right now. Pretty sure that's because everyone thinks it's going to get banned. We'll come back to that in another video, I do digress. Anyways, Marvel itself isn't that expensive, even with a strong Pro Tour and Grand Prix circuit finishes under its belt, but the deck is super popular, so something has to give. Something has to be inflated, so what is it? Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger. After stagnating out at around $15 each, Ulamog has jumped back up to $25 and is holding relatively steady for the moment. The main win condition in the Aetherworks Marvel deck, and one of the only cards worth opening in Battle for Zendikar, this alone with old Gids, the only cards keeping BFZ relevant financially outside of Expeditions, by the way, fun little fact. Now, one of the most expensive cards in Standard, Ulamog is clearly a high priority card for most, and we'll come back to him later. Things have just gotten progressively more and more ridiculous for our good friend Fatal Push. Everyone in the world knew that this card was going to be insane the second it was previewed, and surprise, surprise, it is. Never seeing a day below $5 each, Fatal Push has escalated as of late. With Amonkhet's release, the premium removal spell has gone off the rails, jumping all the way up to $9 each, flirting with that double-digit line. Played in vehicles, zombies of all kinds, black-green energy, basically anything running a swamp, Fatal Push is the removal spell in the format, and it shows. Aether Revolt was a small set with a limited product opening, but still, $9.50 is high. Unfortunately, I don't see this going down that much anytime soon. It'll be relevant as long as black is relevant in Standard, and I don't see many people opening up Aether Revolt just for fun. If you need Fatal Push, you're gonna have to shell out for it, or, wait for September when the new F&M promo Fatal Push is pushed to stores. It's really up to you. The point of the video up to this point was to update you on the major happenings across Standard. The prices you needed to know were going up. It shouldn't surprise you that most cards from Battle for Zendikar and Shadows over Innistrad block are either remaining steady or going down. We are 4 months away from rotation. While that may seem like a long time, it definitely is not in the world of Magic Finance. Which brings me to the main point of this video. We have to talk about what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. The goal is to keep playing Magic as affordably as possible, right? At least that's the goal for most of us. So let me be clear. These rares from Battle through Eldritch Moon, ditch them! You see this Ulamog price, $25? That's a steal for the set that's been open to oblivion looking for Expeditions. If you have Ulamogs, ditch them so fast, like lightning speed.
Similarly, if you have a bunch of zombie staples that are rotating and you definitely don't want to play zombies, send them off, especially Relentless Dead. That card has jumped to a price I did not expect. It's mostly hype as zombies becomes a tier 1 strategy. If you have Relentless Dead and you aren't using it, please get rid of it. This price isn't going to stay high for long. Every day we get closer to rotation, and every day these standard only cards become less and less relevant. You're leaving value on the table. Even the lowered value cards still matter. Your Colossus, Cryptbreaker, Dark Salvation, all of it. Ditch it now. And that doesn't just go for the cards we've covered up until now. If you have Gideon, ally of Zendikar, and have no intention of using him in Standard, get rid of him. He's still around $20. Kalitas from Oath, same thing, around $15. In Shadows, you're going to want to ditch Avacyn, Tireless Tracker, Arlencord, basically everything besides Nahiri because she has Eternal value, we'll talk about that in a second. And in Eldritch Moon, if you have no intention of playing any Eternal deck with Liliana the Last Hope, I'd separate from her now. She's over $30 each, and even with her Eternal playability, I can't see her spiking higher than that. And Grimflayer, who does see playing in Modern, is still sell-worthy if you have no plans to use him in that format. He's still around $15, worth dropping if you can. Just to be clear, the cards I'm telling you to get rid of are either cards that are only good in Standard and have no Eternal playability, or have limited Eternal playability and are only this highly priced because they're still in Standard. Translation: Standard drives their prices. You want to get rid of cards now that have no real use beyond Standard. Don't wait for rotation, because if you do, your cards will be worth next to nothing. Now, in this next section, let's talk about what I consider most important, the cards you shouldn't get rid of. By now, it should be relatively obvious which cards are only good in Standard and which have Eternal playability. Nahiri the Harbinger, for example, has had success in Modern already and will probably still be a part of white-red prison decks for some time. If you have Nahiris, I wouldn't get rid of them if you might ever use them. I don't see her going down that far, she's pretty stable. Now, along similar lines, Collective Brutality is basically a mainstay in Modern. You rarely even see it in Standard, yet it's worth almost $10 each and shows no sign of slowing down. This is the quintessential example of an Eternal card. We know 100% for a fact that this will not plummet at rotation because rotation has zero impact on Collective Brutality. If anything, shortly after rotation, it's going to start going up in price. If you have them, I'd keep them. Alright, we've come to the part of the video where I give you the most important information this video has to offer. Here's a PSA for you, a public service announcement. Oath of the Gatewatch is an amazing set. No one wants to pay attention to Oath of the Gatewatch, but it has all the makings of an expensive set a few years from now. I'm not talking about Kalitas or Nissa or Chandra, oh no. I'm talking about Thought-Knot Seer, Eldrazi Displacer, Reality Smasher, Matter Reshaper. I'm talking about the most eternally playable Eldrazi in the history of Magic the Gathering. There has been a successful Eldrazi deck in Modern, Legacy, and Vintage, and they were all made from Oath of the Gatewatch Eldrazi. And while players did open a lot of Oath looking for expeditions, it's a second set. If you take a single piece of financial advice from this video, let it be this. The Eldrazi from Oath of the Gatewatch are the definition of eternally playable. In a few years, we're going to look back on this set as being one of the more powerful in some time. Whether it's the Eldrazi for Constructed, Kozilek for Commander, dude still criminally cheap, or even just Waste. They've only ever been printed in this set. Get Waste if you need them. Come on, people. Look, my point is that with these Eternal cards, when they rotate, their prices aren't going to get hit that much more. They already survive on their Eternal playability alone. Don't wait until it's too late. Get Oath cards if you need them. This set is truly outrageous. And that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you found the information useful. Let me know what you think. Do you have any plans for your cards pre or post rotation? What is your usual strategy for ditching the Standard playables at the end of a cycle? I'd love to hear what you have to say, so be sure to leave all your thoughts, questions, comments down below, and we'll talk about it. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. We spoke about a lot of cards today, but I maintain that the best buys are the Eldrazi from Oath, so that's what we're going to focus on. Specifically, we're going to focus on Thought-Knot Seer and just how absurdly powerful it is. At $4.80, this thing is crazy underpriced for its eternal power. It has all the makings of a $10 card within a few years. If you ever want to play Eldrazi in any format, get your Thought-Knots. Just get them. So cheap. Click that little card on the screen. It'll take you right where you need to go. It helps the channel and you get some awesomeness. Enjoy.